And I want to teach you a little label trick as we learn more about this coffee. And the trick is that you turn sugar grams into teaspoons. Because many people, if I tell you that this Thin Mint frozen coffee large has 184 grams of sugar, it sounds like a lot, but how much really is it? So what you do is you take 184, you divide by 4 to get your teaspoons. So 184, and you can pull your phone out and see, or I did the math for us, it equals 46. So we are going to take a look at the 46 teaspoons of sugar, and then we'll see what you think about that. All right. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's a lot already, right? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 46. When people get their frozen drinks, there's a ridiculous amount of sugar. And when sugar gets processed, the type of sugar that's often in beverages is called invert sugar. So it's even more processed than what you see right here. And if you look at how much that is, it's almost a whole cup of sugar. So it's like you're eating a batch of cookies in one coffee drink. Just absolutely unbelievable. So what do? Well, knowledge is definitely power, and we want to think about, let's not have this. And I'm going to give you some strategies as we go along for what to think about. But let me tell you, when that picture right there, that's at the Florida Mania Conference. And I used to bring the live coffee to the class, but I spilled it twice at a conference, and then I spilled it once in my car. Now I've learned my lesson. I'd take the cup. But for that conference, I looked from the hotel for where the Dunkin' Donuts was. It didn't look that far. So I said, all right, I'm going to go there, put my backpack on, and I'm walking, like, oh, wow, there's construction. I had to, like, walk around things. I had to go, like, under an underpass on a highway. There's sand, and I'm trudging along. I'm getting really hot. You can kind of see I'm kind of sweaty in there. And I finally get there, and I'm online. There's a whole long line of people. And I'm looking, saying, that's kind of interesting. Everyone on the line is obese, and I'm going back to a fitness conference to tell all of you fit people, don't drink this, but it's so we can help ourselves and our clients, right? But I wanted to tell the line, like, get out of here. Don't get this stuff, because while you're ordering that, which is a batch of cookies, you're also eyeing the donuts. So you're eating a batch of cookies and you're adding a donut to that. So finally I get to the front of the line, and they run out of the large cups. That's actually the medium right there. This is the large right here. So they ran out of the large. Why? Because the whole line is getting a large coffee. One of my strategies when, and I hope this can help you and your clients, when you sweeten up a coffee or a hot chocolate, think about having the least amount of sugar possible to give you some flavor. How do we achieve that? We don't get the large. The larger the cup, the more sugar you need. Otherwise, it won't taste sweet. When I make a hot chocolate, I take 6 ounces of water. It's really small. 6 ounces is about, actually, I'm going to put this right over here. So you're talking about not much at all. And I take 1 teaspoon of maple syrup. My 2 favorite sweeteners are maple syrup, where you could actually find the tree and give it a hug, right? You're in New York, so upstate New York, you have some syrup farms. In Massachusetts, we have a lot. And wherever you are, wherever people are across the country, if you can't go hug a tree and find a farm that has it, or a farmer's market, many stores will have shelf tags, like Whole Foods has them, that say local, or you can find organic, but you want your maple syrup to have 1 ingredient. What's the ingredient? Maple syrup. When you look for syrup now, if you're not careful, you'll get corn syrup. And some of the most popular brands even show a beautiful cabin. You know the one, Lab Cabin, right? You know, by another name. But they show a beautiful log cabin. But when you read the label, it says corn syrup. It should be a corn cabin, right? Yes. So we want to think about one ingredient sweeteners. Maple syrup and honey are my two favorite. They are still sugars, so be careful. And I got it to work with that small amount, the 6 ounces of water and the 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa, and it tastes really good. But if I had a 10-ounce glass, I'm going to need more sugar. So it's a little strategy to think about. Go smaller and you won't need as much. The larges ran out because of everyone. So now I finally get my drink and I take the picture with it. And I'm walking along and I realize I forgot to get water and I'm parched. And I'm looking at this drink. What is this drink for me? It's a Q, right? It's a Q. It's in my hands, right? And I'm starting to have all the reactions. The salivating, your heart rate goes up too when you see food. That's another one of the reactions that happens. And your digestive juices start to flow. This is all in anticipation of food coming in. So I'm walking along and I'm thinking, looking at it, you see the whipped cream on there? Like, wow, that kind of looks good. And I'm parched. And I forgot that water. The line was too long to get bored. You think I tried it? It's right here. Yes, yes, yes. And the answer is no. Because one of the strategies is to think about something negative about that food or what it can do to you along the way. And one of the things it can do is create a food memory. So when we think about these, maybe you haven't had them in a while, but do you all remember what this tastes like? We'll probably never forget, right? I haven't had a McDonald's French fry since the 90s and a McDonald's burger. I'll never forget what they taste like. That you have that food memory. So I didn't want to create a new food memory. And that was if you use your brain, you can get out of a craving. So my brain said, if I try it, it's going to create a food memory and I might actually like it. Then I'm going to want to go back and get more because that, it'll light up that reward center in your brain. And then that effect you'll feel temporarily good. And I might want that feeling again. So I didn't do it. Went to the conference, spilled it, but it was fun to see the actual coffee. And you guys saw that today again with the large. So the message to your clients, be careful with these. And now you guys are teaching a lot of classes, you're schlepping around a lot of weights. Maybe you do some of these drinks. You want to be careful because you're role modeling that for your clients and you're creating a cue too in front of them. So just something to be aware of. All right, so cephalic phase responses are the responses of your body to food when we see it and to food when we taste it, but it's before it gets to your stomach. So before food gets to your stomach, you salivate, your temperature goes up a little bit, your heart rate raises, it activates your sweat glands, and then you have gastric secretion, so your digestive juices start to flow. All of that can be your craving, right? You see food and you experience all of that. Your body is getting ready for the food because you see it or you're smelling it. So that itself can be the craving. So it's just something to think about. So again, let's get the cues out of the environment because that can get us ready. And then sometimes the cravings really go up, and that could just be your body's reaction to seeing it. And then when we taste it, we also have some interesting reactions as well. Besides all of these, one of the other responses is an insulin response. And this is not the postprandial, meaning the one after you eat. There's actually a response that happens before the food gets to your stomach. And it's a little spike in insulin